streaming live. Full Velocity TV begins now.
If you're addicted to that rush, well, we have the touch for you because it's Friday Night Lights. It is Full Velocity TV. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the night show here tonight at the Sim Addicts Racing League, the 360 Sprint Car Series at the dirt track at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, live flag to flag here tonight. Full Velocity TV has you covered live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch TV. Good evening, everybody. Phil the Cast here, along with Jack Chewin on the controls, and alongside me tonight, the Tennessee Tumbler, Brett Rolls, makes his return back to Full Velocity TV. And Brett, we move to the dirt track at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, 360 Sprint Cars, something you're very inept to out here running in a great little crowd we have here. It looks like racing action is going to be pretty good for these guys. Are you ready to lock and load with these guys?
Oh, definitely. I've ran with these guys here not too long ago. I mean, definitely an outstanding group of guys to run with. Definitely love my sprint car action, though. Is definitely excited to see what these guys are going to do here in the 360s tonight.
Going to be a lot of fun here. Heat race number one about to pull its way onto the racetrack. So let's take you through our starting lineup. On pole for car or heat race number one, going to be car number 269 of James Grace, the number 28 car alongside of Dylan Hutchinson, starts on the outside of the front row. In run number two, we find car number 04 of Sean Pauser with the number 74 of Scotty Edwards alongside. In run number three, the 714 is Brennan Lacey with the number 4 car of Keith Jackson. Chevy Coleman rolls off from 7th aboard car number 30 with the 57 car of Austin Griffey alongside, and I believe that's going to round out our field because scheduled to start 9th is car number 17, Tennessee Tumbler Brett Rolls, who I have bungee corded the chair, so I know he's up here. He's not trackside. Brett once again making that rookie mistake coming into the server, but hey, you're a racer. You moonlight as a broadcaster. One of these days you're going to get this thing right. I'm telling you.
Hey, I always say, it's better be prepared than unprepared, and, I'm always going to bring my car with me just in case.
That is a really, really good idea here. Got to thank our sponsors tonight, Full Velocity TV. Got to thank SpataForoFirearms.com. Got to thank iRacing, iFlag. Look out for a nice new commercial spot coming from those guys here probably sometime this week. Also, big shouts to Jim Revis over at Evil One Graphics, Jameson Colbridge over at Team CCRD, CNC Race Designs, and also going to say hello to the guys at DirtSeries.com, and also the guys over at Hanover Record Service, Tyler Blankenship, and a big shout out to our buddy Charles Wooten, our partner in crime at VR Red, for these sick new layouts we have here tonight, rolling with the guys here at Sim Addicts. Just waiting for heat race number one to roll off the grid. Looks like the pace truck finally going to take off here. We're starting a little nervous here with this week 13 build. We've had issues here all week long with the new custom numbers thing, whatever else, but hopefully we get all that worked out, and we'll get through this show without a hitch. So 360 sprint car action. This is a lot of fun, a part of what we call Full Velocity TV Friday Night Lights. We're definitely missing the Har 305s from last week. I think the plan is, Brett, is Har switching to the 410s coming for Friday night. Is that the next series? We're going to see Friday nights over a Har?
Well, as of right now, I'm not too sure exactly what's going on. I know myself, I'm working on a super late model series that's going to be coming up shortly. But yeah, not too sure. I know Piles wants to get a UMP modified server going up towards the Har season point, so keep an eye out. We're not too sure, but we'll definitely be letting everybody know out in the iRacing community.
Well, I'm glad to have Brett over here tonight from Team Har, of course, and guys in a little bit of a hiatus getting through the season, so we'll get ready to rock and roll here. 360 Sprint Car Series action about to go green. Pace truck going to pull its way off the racetrack. That's going to turn the field over to 269. Tonight's quick qualifier, James Grace, Dylan Hutchinson with 20 alongside. Green flag going to go in the air, and right away, Grace stops down, loud pedal down first. He's going to lead the field through turn number 1 and 2. Falling into the second spot, Hutchison in for third, and rounding out your second and third right now. Looks like it's Scotty Edwards at 74, slinging his dart alongside on the outside of the racetrack. Looks like back there, fourth on back there, Brett. They're about 3 wide there off of 2 last time by.
Yeah, they definitely are. They're racing door to door. Well, I can't say door to door, more wing to wing back here, as it was 4 wide there for a second. Some cars getting gathered up, as now we're going to sort it back out to 2 by 2, 2 rows back. Is definitely going to be side by side here, working it into turn number 3 for the 714 and the 04. A slide job there from the 714 of Brennan Lacey, as he's going to carry it to the outside into turn number 1. As the 04 of Sean Pauser going to take another slide job of his own, Phil. It's really early on tonight, and we're already seeing slide jobs coming from these guys.
Hell yeah, that's the fun of the 360s out here at Charlotte. You can sling these cars around and throw some slide jobs. There is I believe that was it Pauser that sounded off the outside wall there, lost all his momentum. That'll let that red car to sneak on by. Look at Chevy Cobas. That Keith Jackson's number 4 car. Keith stuck right around both of these guys. Put the 4 car now up to the 4th spot up there. Lacey in for 5. Coleman, Pauser, Griffey. Those are your 8 cars on the racetrack, all chasing James Grace, who leads this field. Next time around, we're going to think 8 laps. This is the next time by. White flag going to go in the air for that 269, but Dylan Hutchison's number 28 car, not letting him get away. It's only 0.2 of a second. That's nothing around this place.
Yeah, definitely not much of anything, as he's about a car length behind him, as he's going to draw up there to the back fuel tank of him coming down the back stretch. He's going to throw it down to the bottom. He's going to try to get side by side at the line, but it's going to be the 269 at the line. It's going to be James Grace pulling out the win for heat race number 1.
James Grace for the win, Dylan Hutchison for 2, Scotty Edwards, Keith Jackson, Chevy Coleman, Brendan Lacey, Sean Pauser, Austin Griffey, your 8-car field there for heat race number 1. That's going to round them out. The final heat race of the night, heat race number 2, about to pull out to the racetrack. This one's scheduled to have 9 cars. I don't believe we're going to have all 9 here, but we'll take you through a lineup on the pole. Carter 55 of Robert Satterfield with number 115. It's our buddy Eric Tupper on the outside pole. In row number 2, Carter 72 of Kyle Mooden with a 01 of Christopher Miller on the outside of the second row. In row number 3, the 199 of Sean Bowers, the number 49 of Jeffrey Herrick. Jonathan Smith rolls off 7th in the 23, and I believe shotgun on the field this time. The 515 of Chris Cox going to run our 8-car field, also scheduled there. The 47 of Bill Cobb. I believe Bill is elected to keep it on the trailer. So we'll put 8 drivers out there for 8 more laps around it. And I believe it looks like we're going to be shooting straight toward the A main. I can't officially say that quite yet. Is there going to be some skipping through the iRacing simulation? Is it set up currently right now for the E main, the D main? But I'm thinking, Brett, if I'm not a betting man, I think we may see 2 heat races and shooting right onto our 50-lap feature event.
Yeah, I definitely do believe so. Definitely strong cars here, but not many cars. So I definitely don't think we're going to see much of the alphabet soup tonight, Phil.
Well, that's all right, because a small field makes for a really, really good, fast show, and I really like a good action-packed show. Doesn't drag the night out too long, so it's a lot of fun for us, a lot of fun for our viewers out there, and cool to see a good 16-car field here. It's a perfect size field, I think, for 360. Sure, we'd like the big ambience of a knockout queue and all the alphabet soup, but hey, these guys all show up to race, so they'll all go out there for a 50-lap feature event. They're points racing here on a later Friday night, so cool to have these guys out here off of turn number 4. We go green flag racing. It's going to be Robert Satterfield and Eric Tupper leading the field into 1 and 2. Satterfield going to take the lead. Tupper going to have to fight there for that second spot. He'll hold on through the back chute, but now 2, 3, and you almost throw that 4 cars under a blanket for second on back. Tupper going to hold it off in the line.
Yeah, Eric Tupper holding out on the top side there, as he's going to stay in second place. Stand towards the backside there, as we're going to have the 27 try to get alongside up there towards the back of the pack, as we're going to have a car sideways. That's going to put them 2 and 3 wide. Some contact made there, and we got one upside down. Not too sure who that was, but we're going to have them 2 wide continuing down the backstretch into turn 3, Phil, as I believe that was the 49 car of Jeffrey Herrick.
Yep, it sure was. Herrick upside down. That's not a way to start the night for sure, but they're still going at it. Really good battle for that 3rd spot. The 72 of Kyle Moonen, the 01 of Christopher Miller. Those guys hot and heavy out there for that 3rd spot, as we're already halfway home here in heat race number 2, and I believe that's the 01 car of Miller now up in that 4th spot. Moonen 72 using the outside lane. He's going to hold on for 3rd, so can they chase down our top 2? Our race leader Satterfield Eric Tupper about 5 car lengths back. Advantage Satterfield right now, but next time by, we should get the 2 to go signal.
Yeah, we only have about 2 to go here this time by, as Christopher Miller definitely trying to get around Kyle Moonen, who holds onto that 3rd and final transfer spot. As Kyle Moonen in the number 72 going to keep it up on the high side, not really giving Miller much place to go, as I don't really think there's too much of the bottom left here. As we're going to be side by side at the stripe, white flag in the air. There's going to be 1 trip around, as it looks like Robert Satterfield and Eric Tupper are going to keep it side by side, as Miller throws a slide job for the 3rd transfer position, and the 72 Amuna going to throw one back, and it's going to be side by side. I couldn't tell who that was at the line there, Phil. That was so close.
That was really close to call, but Satterfield in for the win. Tupper for 2. 3rd going to be scored to Christopher Miller by, wow, it was 6/1000ths of a second. Christopher Miller over Kyle Moonen. Chris Coxon for 5. Jonathan Smith, Sean Bowers, and Jeffrey Herrick, our 8-car field there. So that should do it for 2 rounds of heat racing action. I believe we're going to be moving into a 4-minute warm-up session coming up next here. And then it should be out there for a 50-lap main event here for the guys. Sim Addicts 360 Sprint Car second. So what we're going to do now, before they get trackside racing, we're going to throw this thing trackside ourselves. We're going to pay homage to this great country, the United States of America, and the playing of our national anthem. Cars starts 17th. And back here at the dirt track of the Charlotte Motor Speedway here, ready to lock and load for 50 laps around the 360 Sprint Cars presented by the Sim Addicts Racing League. Look, these guys up in the Big Simulation now. Great group of guys. Jeremy Freeman's a great guy. I know Todd goes back to him a long way. And gotta give a shout to our brother Todd out there tonight. Todd, I guess he needed just a night away. I think he had to go out there and shop for his new blankie and maybe a new pillow. As we like to say, none ain't Todd every night we get off the air. So Todd out there tonight looks like he needed to go to bed early, Brett. I think it was kind of late for him on a Friday night, staying up past 9:30. So we'll let Todd go to bed tonight. I think we can carry the show. What do you think?
I think we got this here. I mean, I think they did say something about the retirement home was closing early on Friday nights now.
Wow. That's savagery. I absolutely love it.
Todd likes to throw a little couple of jabs here and there, so it's nice to get back at him. Unfortunately, he's not here to throw a couple back, but hey, you take them when you can.
Yeah, and I'm glad to give my brother a night off too, as we've been both pushing it pretty hard, and that's the beauty of having guys like Jack being able to control for us, and names like Brett to come alongside. We know Ron Piles will be back with us, and bring a couple more guys too. You heard Tim Christensen over here in the last week. You heard a lot of great voices out here in the last couple of days. A lot of fun out here, and going to bring some more into the fold here. A couple more guys want to come out here and try it out, and we'll for sure give those guys a listen here on Full Velocity TV, as we always like to expand. And now, of course, with our partnership with the guys over at the Virtual Racing Network, hoping to do a whole lot more. As I think you'll see some cross promoting. I think the plan is for me to go over there and do a couple of shows for them guys as well. So you'll see a little bit of cross promotion. That's a really cool thing for us. Good partnership we have with the guys over there at VRN, Charles, and all his staff over there. So looking forward to great things coming out of that. So it looks like this warm-up session, probably about 5 or so seconds away from getting down to the grid. We'll turn these guys loose for a 50-lap main event. Brett, how do you think this racetrack is going to transition from our heat racing action, qualifying, practicing, to 50 laps here of a feature? What do you think these guys are going to feel?
Well, knowing Charlotte just from the nights that I've spent driving here, it's going to get very slick and it's going to become topside only. I'd say probably about 15 to 20 laps into the feature here. The thing that I'm going to be most curious to keep an eye on is there is that rut that starts to form right there at the entry of turns 3 and 4, and that can be make or break for a lot of guys. Some guys will use it to set the car into the corner, but you have to be very careful. It's a very fine line between fast and wrecked in turn 3 here. You can end up in the outside wall very, very easily with that rut.
Yeah, absolutely can. Certainly could. So getting set to go here for a 50-lap feature event, but before the pace truck gets rolling here, I think I have a little bit of house cleaning to do. So let me get a pointer on over here and hopefully get my read up here in front of me before the pace car gets rolling. But PC not working with me, but want to say hello to all the gang over at the Baker Group. I know it's a nice read I'm supposed to give you guys out there tonight. Whatever reason my read for you is not loading there, so want to give homage to the Baker Group. They do a lot of great things for the guys over here at Sim Addicts, and you want to look those guys up. Baker Group M&A Consultants now. Look them up here through Google or whatever. Ask for Clayton Steiberg, find their information. Thank them for being a part of the Sim Addicts Racing League. Great things to do over here. So pace truck going to pull its way off. What do you say we try tonight's starting lineup? 16 cars strong for 50 laps around. On the pole will be car number 269 of James Grace with the number 55 of Robert Satterfield alongside. In row number 2, car number 28 of Dylan Hutchison with the number 115 of Eric Tupper. He'll roll off 4th. Row number 3, the 74 of Scotty Edwards and the 01 of Christopher Miller. Keith Jackson rolls off from the 7th position. He's in the 4 car. The 72 of Kyle Moonen rolls off 8th in row 5. The 30 is Chevy Coleman. The 515 of Chris Cox. Brendan Lacey heads up row number 6 with the 23 of Jonathan Smith alongside. Sean Pauser's number 04, the 199 of Sean Bowers, the 57 of Austin Griffey, and the 49 of Jeffrey Herrick make up our 16-car field. 50 laps around the dirt track of the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Beautiful 4/10 mile. Very much a flat racetrack, a lot of wide open space out there. Brett's predicting this thing's going to go high in about the first 20 laps. I guess we'll wait and see because the iRacing.com pace truck has made its way into the infield. We're about to set them loose for 50 laps around. James Grace, Robert Satterfield, the flash bulbs going off. Green flag going to go in the air, and James Grace going to lead the field to turn 1.
James Grace leading the team into turn 1, and he's got a huge jump there off that start as we're going to have a bunch of guys trying to file into position here as we're going to have some contact going around the back. I don't know who that was there, as I do believe that was probably the 4 of Keith Jackson from what I could see, maybe. As we're going to have 3 wide now coming off of turn 2 with Eric Tupper, the 74 of Scotty Edwards, and the 4 of Keith Jackson.
Wow, that was pretty dicey there as 74 splitting difference. They stay 3 wide, Tupper up top. Jackson in the middle, they go back to 2 wide. That is really good racing in the opening laps. And I want to ask you, Brett, a guy who runs these sprint cars often, these restarts nowadays, it really feels like, especially in a racetrack that gets topside dominant like Charlotte can, is it go time at a restart to get all you can possibly get here while the racetrack is fresh?
Honestly, when it comes to Charlotte, I'm more of a keep it green and let the momentum kind of sort everybody out kind of guy. But it definitely goes away real quick, and the slickness definitely helps out here, but it doesn't really go 2 lanes. So trying to get to the front when it's, tackier, definitely, a really good part of the strategy. But towards the end of the race, you'll see about the same thing going on as we have a yellow flag now here, as we're going to go back and see what the yellow flag was for.
All right, yellow flag on the speedway, and I'm taking a guess. I believe it may have been Jeffrey Herrick once again aboard car 49. I believe that may have had some issues out there on the racetrack. Let's see if I can get back here to take a quick peek at it myself, but it looks like a 49 car involved. Jack's going to replay going up for us, so let's see if we can't find what happened to the 49 car. Looks like he just kind of got low through the corner and smacked the wall off the wall, and looks like, yeah, that's enough to put that car up in the air. Caution flag and a come to the speedway. So we saw Jeffrey Herrick have a flip-de-do up there, almost a turtle, Brett, in his heat race. Now the 49 bouncing off the wall right in the opening couple of laps here, 7 laps into our feature event. Jeffrey Herrick not off to a good start here at Charlotte. I've been on the wrong end of these nights. They're tough to swallow.
Yeah, definitely a tough night to swallow for him, especially with it being so early on in the feature. But I definitely think he's got enough time to where he could possibly get that card back together and possibly make a nice strong run towards the front.
We'll have to wait and see as we got looking at the chat box. See our buddy Andy Margo out there, CK out there, Josh Smith, our buddy. Thanks for tuning in. And Lyle Griffiths checking in. Where is the 72 of Kyle Moonen? Kyle is going to restart in the 8th position. So Kyle going to have to come from the outside of the 4th row as it looks like next time by. We may be set to go back to green flag racing here as they are doubled up through 3 and 4. I think that pace truck has disappeared off the corner. Green flag going to go back in the air. James Grace going to get it on the button here to turn number 1. But look at that inside car to 3rd spot. Dylan Hutchinson got a good fire there off of that 3rd position. Put him now up to 2nd there through the backstretch.
As they're going to be 3 wide now through 3 and 4 for that 4th position. Eric Tupper on the bottom as he's going to make contact now with the 30 of Chevy Coleman, and they're going to sort it out for the moment as there's contact in the back with the 70, the 20 or the 57, I believe, of Austin Griffey. As we're going to take it under caution now, as we're going to go back and take a look at that.
Yeah, looks like Austin Griffey may have had issues there in turn number 1 and 2, and let's see if I can't figure out how to get back here through my widget and see what happened to the number 70 for 57 car. But yeah, definitely was Austin Griffey making contact. Looks like with the outside wall. Goes off my screen here, so I don't have a clue where he ended up. But 57 car up and into the wall, and tough to tell if he was upside down or not. I do know had to call a tow truck. Tough break for Austin Griffey. Gonna have to go to the rear of the field.
Yeah, definitely a tough break as we're definitely now looking to get back towards green flag racing here as I think race control has given the signal to restart these single file. So now it's going to be interesting to see what Dylan Hutchinson can do now, starting definitely right behind James Grace to see if there's any room that he can work to try to get around him.
Yep, single file is the call. And it looks like it's going to be James Grace and Dylan Hutchinson, Scotty Edwards, Robert Satterfield, now Chevy Coleman making up our top 5. Looks like Sean Powser's 04 car may have been involved in that little bit of contact as well. Sean's car behind the wall. Looks like his night going to be done there aboard the 04. Looks like Austin Griffey going to soldier on the 57 car, but looks like this time around, I believe the lights go off around the 410 mile. We'll get back to green flag racing. Now a single file restart, Brett, only on lap number 13. Does this change the complexion of the race early on, or does it make no difference here, single file versus double file this early in the race?
Oh, single file and double file definitely takes the complexion away. Hutchinson would have had definitely with the advantage with the high side momentum going into turn 1, so definitely going to be interesting to see how it plays out here as we're going to be green flag racing now as James Grace going to have a nice start there as he's going to pull away to about 5 or 6 car lengths coming out of turn 2 as they're going to be about 2-3 wide coming down the backstretch behind him trying to sort it all out, Phil.
They certainly are. It's back there about 5th on back. I'm finding Alexa Chevy Coleman back there. I see Tupper is back there. Eric trying to make it run down low, making it eat. Looks like on the 72, a Moonin was back there as well. Slip sliding through the bottom of the racetrack. Looks like that may already be going away, but I do see the 115 back there sliding. Keith Jackson's 4 car right there in line as well. Those guys having a good race. Chevy Coleman right in that mix, but James Grace up front. He's starting to drive away from Dylan Hutchinson and Scotty Edwards. He's put a full second over the field already into 3.
Already a full second on the field. That's very impressive for it being very early on tonight so far, Phil. It's quite interesting to see Chevy Coleman and Kyle Moonen try to work things on the bottom with everybody else up on the top side. They're the only 2 cars on the bottom of the speedway right now, as I think Chevy Coleman just threw a slider on Eric Tupper, and they're throwing slide jobs back and forth. Definitely some interesting heat and battles going on back for the 6th and 7th position, as it's going to be a 3-car battle there. As now they're going to be side by side for the 4th spot. It's Robert Satterfield and Scotty Edwards battling out for 3rd. As Satterfield going to throw a slider now. We got some very interesting side by side racing. I'm just trying to figure out if this is going to stay figured out the way it is, or if this high side momentum is going to play factor here, Phil.
Well, I guess we're going to have to wait and see the inside. Seems to be making a little bit of waves right now, but doesn't have the momentum. As you see, Scotty Edwards just kind of lose it there off of turn number 2, just like he hit a pocket of air, and the outside lane just drilled right around, and that brings Satterfield around. Keith Jackson now going to be up to 4th. Scotty going to drop back to 5th. So I think you're starting to see that, Brett. You saw the inside. You said it was going to go away real early. Well, here we are. Next time around, 21 laps in, and The outside lane looks to be the place to be now, but caution flag going to come out once again. Yellow for the third time in our 50-lap feature event. And I'm looking, and I don't really know if this one got Miller in the 01 or Herrick or Jonathan. I'm not exactly sure. We're brought the yellow up, right? You get a piece of this one?
I'm still trying to find it myself as I'm looking around, and I don't really see any cars out of place here.
I wonder if it's just one of those incidents. Somebody just maybe got a little tad sideways, and it might have been Sean Bowers in the 199. I think that kicked around just a little tad bit sideways enough, and may have brought the yellow flag out. That's the only car I saw go free falling down through the standings. He was up with the top 10, and now Sean goes back to the 11th position. So, not sure if that was the cause for the yellow. I guess I'll have Jack tell me the answer yes or no if he finds something, but not quite sure if that was a reason for the yellow flag or not. But looks like Jeffrey Herrick was giving an end of the longest time penalty, so it may have been him that was responsible for the yellow flag out to the racetrack. Tough to call from here as I'm limited to what I see. Jack says there's nothing really to show, but looks like Herrick may have got a piece of it. I see Christopher Miller's 01 car has pulled pit side. Looks like his night in the 01 may also be done. So a night of attrition here early on in Charlotte, Brett. As this time by, we're going to be halfway home here. 25 in and 25 to go.
Yes, we're about halfway in here. Keep your eye on the 714 of Brennan Lacey. He's on the move. He started 11th tonight, and he's already up to 7th with the cautions. So he definitely moving forward for the 714, as I believe we're going to get the lights out on the pace car this by, which is going to hand the field over to James Grace. We're going to see if he can get as powerful of a restart as he's been getting all night, Phil, as the pace car is going to pull to the inside down the backstretch. Pace car is off. James Grace going to fire in between turn 3 and 4. The field going to be single file stacked up behind him. As James Grace now going to take it out of turn number 4, and the green flag is out, and James Grace out to another extensive lead, about maybe 6 or 7 car lengths and expanding, Phil. This man is getting some very impressive starts and restarts tonight. I don't know if anybody's going to have anything for him.
I don't know, that car really got on the start, but good race going back right away for that 3rd and 4th spot. A little bit of contact made there between the 55 of Satterfield. The 4 car of Keith Jackson put that 4 of Action Jackson now up to 3rd. Satterfield going to come back to the low side. Do we start throwing sliders once again? There's a 55 now back under the 4. Satterfield up to 3rd as a hit turn number 1. I thought the 4 car may peak to the low side. He'll stay up high. Satterfield will wash back up the hill and hold on to 3rd, but we're going to slow him down again. Yellow flag on the speedway. Caution for the 4th time here now. Working lap number 29 of 15. Just kind of looking back on through. See if we see anything kind of a miss or a drift. And I see a couple pieces that may kind of be drifting off here. And it looks like it may be... What was that? Kyle Moonan's number 72 car and Brennan Lacey in the 714 that went down to the back of the field. So I'm not sure what may have happened there, but I'm going to take a peek and guess that the 72 and the 714 may have been involved in this contact.
Yeah, definitely. I got it right here, Phil, and it looks like Scotty Edwards just got a little sideways in the corner, and Brennan Lacey just didn't have anywhere to go, and that's going to stack up about 4 or 5 cars. We got cars upside down, as we're going to have a replay up right now. But yeah, it looks like Brennan Lacey just had nowhere to go, as Scott Edwards got a little bit sideways.
Yeah, a little bit, and enough to get Moonen involved there in the 72. Look at just the contact there with Brendan and Scotty, as you said, and you know, unfortunately for the 72 car, there's nowhere to turn, nowhere to go, and he makes some contact there. Also saw the 57 car of Austin Griffey. He's pulled himself pit side once again. He had early damage from that car going out in the wall. Looks like his night's going to be done also here. So looks like out of our 16 drivers here that came out to the Charlotte Motor Speedway tonight, 12 left on the racetrack. So a dirty dozen here for a 18 lap shootout here, as I believe pace car lights may indeed be off. And I think we're going to be going back to racing here next time by. It's going to be James Grace with these lightning fast restarts he has. Dylan Hutchison, Satterfield, Jackson, Tupper, your top 5 off of 4. Grace lays back in that throttle pedal. Green flag going back in the air. And whatever gear that car has for launching for a restart, it's definitely a good one because he gets out to a lead. Now the battle for second between Hutchison and Satterfield. Going to take shape in a 3 and 4, and it looks like off the corner, advantage to the 55 runner at Satterfield. But here comes Hutchison. Dylan there. They're going to throw sliders off a 228 car on the wall upside down.
Wow, holy crap, that is not what I expected to happen here. Is Hutchinson having such a strong night, running second the whole night. It's going to throw a slider on Satterfield and get into the wall, as we're going to have a replay for you here, guys, going up. As you guys are going to see him now come down and get just a great run, and he's going to throw it down for the slide job. He's going to slide it up, he's going to collect the wall there, and he's just flipping for days there. But sad to see that, as Dylan Hutchinson was having such a strong night running second.
In the top 3, and Knight goes upside down in almost a blink of an eye. No warning at all. Gets a really good run off of turn 2. Looked like he was maybe setting up the slide job in the next corner, going down the back, shooting a 3, and maybe just mistimed it and missed the mark a little bit, because he got the right rear of the wall, and all hell broke loose from there. Right front followed, car gets up in the air, does a whole pirouette upside down, almost lands back on his wheels, slips over again. That is a tough break for the 28 car. I gotta say, front wing gone, top wing probably pretty bent. That's a really fast car having to go to the rear, and you got to think that thing is going to be hurt awfully bad for these last 15 laps.
It's going to be interesting, as the pace car is going to turn the lights off. Now we're going to have green flag racing next time by, as we're going to have Robert Satterfield in second now. Let's see if he's got anything for James Grace now that he's the runner-up, and see if anybody can put stop to James Grace's monstrous starts.
It looks like he gets a really good start, but it looks like off of turn number 2, that's when the car really, starts to bog down a little bit going down the chute. That's where I see the guys behind him start to make the run. So we'll see if Satterfield can stay on him here and see if he can't let the 269 get away off the corner. James just stops it back down, goes green flag back in the air. He launched it into turn number 1 and 2. Satterfield there for second. Keith Jackson was trying to make a run off the high side. Here he comes to the bottom. 4 car almost making contact with the 55. Jackson now up in second off of 4. They're still 2 and 3 wide back there.
Yeah, Jackson threading the needle on that slide job to move into the second. Definitely a very impressive maneuver, as they were going to be 3 wide there for the second spot. Is Chevy Coleman going to take a look there, as Satterfield now going to the inside, and he's going to have enough to come around for a second spot. And these guys battling for second, that's giving James an opportunity to pull away. As James Grace gets a little sideways, that's going to pull it now into a 3-car battle for the lead. As now you see Keith Jackson fighting down on the low side. Phil, this is getting hot and heavy up towards the front.
This is what we want to see for a Friday night here, getting down to the closing laps. A race for the win with the multiple cars. You got the top 5 all up there right now, right all together through the corner. Up front, it's still James Grace, Satterfield there for 2. But then you look back at the likes of Keith Jackson's 4 car. Eric Tupper's 115 is there. Chevy Coleman's number 30 car. It is legit a 5-car race up front, all sorted back to single file now. But Jackson going to keep going, digging at the outside of the racetrack, ripping the lip up there, pushing the cushion, if you will, through the corner. 4 car going to hold on to third. Grace is starting to wash up to the corner. I wonder if that's going to open the door maybe for Satterfield or maybe even Jackson to get that run. Jackson going to go back to the outside, side by side for second.
You see the leader of James Grace starting to work the bottom now, but the 4 car of Keith Jackson keeping it up high, and you see the momentum that he's getting from the high side. Going to be interesting with only about 6 laps to go, 6 or 7 laps to go now, if he's going to be able to catch up to James Grace and put on a move to get the lead here with only about 4 or 5 to go. As Eric Tupper now taking a look to the back end of Satterfield for that 3rd position, is Eric Tupper starting to see the run that Keith Jackson was getting on the high side. As Jackson now knocking on the back door of James Grace, ended 1 and 2, as James Grace trying to hold on to the lead. It's very, very interesting. Tupper hangs on to the 3rd. He's going to take over the 3rd spot, cover the top 4 with a blanket fill. 5 laps to go. Who's going to pull off the win here?
I'll have to wait and see. That's a good little blanket there. Todd's got one big enough to cover the entire top 4, and we can do that right now in a turn number 3 here. But it's all James Grace up front. Keith Jackson there, Tupper up for 3rd, Satterfield in for 4th. This is a good way to end a Friday night. 47 of 50 on the board. Jackson getting loose. Here comes Tupper up the outside. Put Eric Tupper to second into turn 3.
Eric Tupper trying to make moves with only a handful of laps now, as there's 3 laps to go. As Eric Tupper's going to take a look now to the bottom. He's going to pull a slider onto the leader, and that's going to pull put up and stack up everybody as the top four now only within a car length of each other, side by side for the lead. Now looking to get 3 wide is the 4 car. As we're going to take it into turn 1 and 2, we're going to have 2 laps to go as James Grace trying to hang on to that second position. Eric Tupper, your new leader, as the 4 car Keith Jackson trying to keep it up on the high side and challenge for the lead. As the white flag comes out now, we're going to have to see how, as the 4 car Keith Jackson going to give a shot to the back bumper of Eric Tupper coming down the backstretch. Eric Tupper has only 2 turns left of the wheel to go. Who's going to have it here coming out of 4? It's going to be Eric Tupper in first, the 4 Keith Jackson in second, and the 55 of Satterfield rounding out the top 3. As James Grace going to come home 4th, and Sean Bowers on the 199 going to bring home the top 5.
Outstanding job by my buddy Mr. Rolls right there, taking that one to the finish. Brett, proud of you, brother. Great job taking that one to the finish. What a job by Eric Tupper, the 115, using the outside lane, and I think he had to throw the block in the proper spot there to make that run stop because the 4 car had something rolling up high. Eric looked like he rolled the corner just right, getting into 1 and 2 to really impede the run of the 4 car, and I think that was enough to put him in victory lane. That was awesome. All right, folks, so there you have it here from the TeamSpeak edition here of Racing Action for the guys at the Sim Addicts Racing League. We're going to make our way over to the Sim Addicts Discord to get to our post-race show. Eric Tupper, Keith Jackson, and Robert Satterfield. We'll talk to all 3 of those guys in the post-race show coming up in just a few minutes. Tell me when you're unmuting it. All right, back here live, Full Velocity TV, over to the Sim Addicts Discord channel. We'll talk to our top 3 in the post-race show. And first off on the docket, we talked to the driver of car number 55, Robert Satterfield, bringing you home 3rd. And Robert, what an awesome run there. You 4 guys going at it for the win those last 10 laps. That had to be an awful lot of fun out there. Great 3rd place ride by you.
Yeah, man, it was a lot of fun. Those guys right there drive really clean. I know all of them. I race with all of them a lot. Man, I just felt really good to be up there and challenging them for a win. I thought they was gonna get together and maybe take one another out, and maybe I could slide through there and steal it from them, but it just didn't happen that way tonight.
I thought that 3 or 4 times through the corner, somebody was going to make wheel contact, and it may take the whole 4 of you out there. That was really good watching you guys go at it. By far and away, an early race candidate for Race of the Year for Full Velocity TV. But tell us about how this racetrack held up. Brett predicted about lap 20 it would go up to the high side, but inside looked to have some more grip down there, which I think was really indicative of the 360s. You had really 2 good lanes to race with.
Yeah, I had a little grip down at the bottom. I ran the bottom for a little while, and with like 5 to go, I just jacked the wing back up on about maybe 4 or 5 and jumped up there on the top side and just, I said, I'm going to either let it stick or hang it in the wall. I mean, I got to go get them. So, I mean, I was just going up there to challenge them at that point in time.
I like it. That is a guy right there letting it all hang out, going for a win, and falls 2 spots short. But hey, a podium finish for Mr. Satterfield aboard car number 55. That's never a bad deal here when you get to come up here a lot live on Full Velocity TV. So, Robert, I'm going to give you the mic one more time. We're out there tonight live on Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. Great crowds watching all over. Anybody want to say hello to or thank friends, family, or sponsors? The floor is all yours there, my friend.
Yeah, I'd like to thank the guys over there at Twisted Motorsports for helping me out, bringing me on the team. Good group of guys. Also like to thank JH Graphics for doing some of my paints. I really appreciate him, and appreciate you guys for putting this thing on and giving us a good place to come out here and have a lot of fun.
Hope you appreciate that. There you have it, folks. 3rd place finisher tonight, car number 55, Robert Satterfield. Let him go down there and debrief for his team. And we'll walk a little further down here. We'll talk to the driver of Carver 4, Keith Jackson, bringing that 4-car home in second tonight. And Keith, what a hell of a run for you. You guys, all four of you, going at it for the win there in those closing laps. That was a lot of fun to watch. What was that like, white knuckling it there behind the wheel?
Oh, it was a blast, man. Got into Eric there a little bit. I felt bad about that, but he's able to hold on to it. I didn't realize how close everybody was. I thought me and Grace were kind of up there by ourselves, and we started kind of messing around with each other. They're trying to pass each other, trying to take each other's lines, and all of a sudden, the Spider's coming over 3 wide, 4 out. Holy shit! Everybody's here. Let's go! And before you knew it, Eric slid in there. Me and James were racing, and Eric slid around me, got in there, and turned into a really good race. That was a fun way to end that.
Oh, that was a great time. So, an early race candidate for Race of the Year here at Full Velocity TV. That was absolutely awesome. But you had that car digging on the outside lane. And how much discipline does it take when you know you got a good car able to pass and having those three other guys that are really, really equally fast around you to be cognitive of where they are, to keep those cars as clean as you guys did? A little bit of contact we expect, but how much discipline does a race car driver does it take to show some restraint and put that car where it may not come out in one piece?
Yeah, it was. I mean, I got a couple runs there. I know I got into James a little bit, probably with about 10 to go. He was able to hold on to it. I just kept getting so much momentum coming on, on exit. James was he was kind of sliding himself, and on exit, he just, sitting there. And a couple times I thought, okay, he's going to hang it down low enough. I'm going to be able to get around him. And finally, it just, I got a little bit of a run on him, and he ended up sliding up and taking my line, and I got into the back of him. So I apologize for that. But it's hard, it's hard holding back me having to hit the brakes whenever everybody else slides through the slick and you're sitting there and your balls to the wall on exit. It's hard to slow her down, but you don't want to be one of those guys that just runs over everybody and tries to get to win. So it's fun though. It was a real good race, and appreciate everybody that showed up tonight. Like to thank Jeremy Freeman, for putting this thing on, and once again, Scotty Edwards. He's the man with the plan behind all the Driven Guys stuff. So it's a good time. Appreciate you guys, airing it and doing what you do. You guys are great. Um, Congratulations to Eric and Robert. It was a hell of a race. It's real fun, and excited for next week.
All right. Well, folks, there you have it. That's a class act right there from one driver who throws the 4-car around to another guy. Great job tonight, Keith Jackson. Second place finish here on Full Velocity TV. We'll let him go back down there and debrief for his team, and we'll walk down here into victory lane. And I think Rolls already beat me down here as well. He's got a teammate down here to play with. But our race winner picking up another victory in 2019 on Full Velocity TV, Mr. Eric Tupper. Eric, what a ride those last couple of laps. You four guys, the last 10 laps put one hell of a show on. How the heck did you come out first of that whole deal?
I don't even know, man. I had a great run. Those guys started battling, and I just kept my momentum up, and I was able to get on by them. I tried that bonsai slider there to take the lead, and I'll tell you what, she stuck, and I was able to keep them behind me and come home with the checker flag. Whoa, what a race.
Man, now tell me about the brown streak that may have happened in turn one at the white flag, because a 4-car gives you a shot to the rear going into the corner with a big run. I got to imagine it lifted that car a little bit off the ground, the back wheels, and kept you drifting out there. How much of a handful was that thing to save?
Oh, man, I'll tell you, that got me a little squirrely, but it was no harm, no foul. He was racing for the win as I was, and, we all came home to take the checker flag the next lap, so it was just great racing on his part and my part. It was really hard racing all night long. It was a lot of fun.
It really was a really great finish for you guys, Eric. Finally, I get to come down here and talk to you, Victor Lane. Usually my brother Todd down here doing it, but Todd's got his new blankie out there tonight. I think he's a new bottle and whatever else. So he's breaking that all in. So we gave him a night off. But we're going to throw you the mic one more time. You know how the show works out there on Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. Eric Tupper, once again, at Victory Lane. Take it away, my brother.
Oh, man, I just got to thank these guys for, being the caliber of drivers they are. They all race clean. They get a little close and they do push the issue, but they don't hit you and take you out. You guys do an amazing job broadcasting week in and week out everywhere you go. I always enjoy watching your shows. I got to thank Addicts for putting this series on and having the fun that I'm having here, and racing with the caliber of drivers that they got here is just, in my opinion, this race was second to none tonight.
Yeah, like I said, early favorite for Race of the Year in my book. And hey, I stole your teammate up here to broadcast, do a great job with me. And Wasn't out there to wreck you, so I guess that's almost good as.
Brett usually doesn't wreck me. He's usually, we run really hard against each other just because of who we are. But
That's exactly right.
but yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun. I didn't think I was going to be able to have anything for him at the end of the race because early on I just wasn't there, and then as the race went on, the track came to me, and I just kept getting faster and faster, and I'm like, man, I might have something for this. And sure enough, I was able to pull it off.
Yeah, sure enough, that seas parted, and the 115 of Eric Tupper goes to victory lane. Great job tonight, brother. We'll do this again really soon. You've had a good ride going on. Awesome.
Thank you very much.
All right, there he is, folks. Your winner tonight here at the dirt track, the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Eric Tupper wins the Sim Addicts 360 Sprint Car Series race here tonight. And Brett Rolls, that was, I said, I don't know if you can find races better than that. 4 cars going for the win in the last 10 laps and clean as a whistle, racing hard. And what a hell of a finish. Can you do it better than these guys? Just
Man, I've seen some amazing finishes in my day, including the 3 wide finish that I had in the street stocks last year when you guys were broadcasting. But man, that so much happened in so little time, and cars were going everywhere, and cars were going from the bottom to the top, and just complete chaos in the top 4. But it was a controlled chaos. But my hat goes off to all 4 of them guys. They put on a hell of a finish, and probably I'd have to say the best finish out of the 2 races that I've broadcasted with you guys personally in the broadcast booth.
And the more comfortable you get, brother, the greater job you're doing. And we're happy to have you a part of our team here on Full Velocity TV. That is the talents of my buddy Brett Rolls up here joining me alongside. Got to thank Jack True and on the controls. Brett for joining me here. Got to thank Todd, who's off and doing his thing tonight. And so we were working this hard. I'm glad to give him a break as well. He's been good to me these last couple of weeks. Got to thank Martin Karch for graphics. Got to thank Josh Smith for cameras. Got to thank Charles Wooten from VRN, the entire cast of characters that make up Full Velocity TV. Thanks to the guys here at Sim Addict, Jeremy and Scotty. Thanks to all you guys out there watching, our fans. You guys make this go round. We're off tomorrow night. Saturday night is a beautiful night for us here to just kind of recharge and regroup. And I even grab a steering wheel on Saturday night. So that's a lot of fun. We're back on the air coming up this Sunday night, a doubleheader starting the evening out, 7 p.m. Eastern time. We go over to Stars on Dirt. We'll finish the evening over at the Grassroots Racing League at about 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. So look out for those links there, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch TV. And until Sunday night, we'll pay you due. Thanks for watching us, Full Velocity TV. Good night.